Next news. Breaking news from the White House.
Gary Franchi reporting live from the White House, where a battle is unfolding that could determine the future of American elections. Ted Cruz just went nuclear on Senate Democrats, and what is he accusing them of? It's not just political gamesmanship. He's saying that they want illegals voting in your elections, and folks, he's got the receipts. And here is why you need to pay attention to this right now. You see, the Save America Act is simple. Prove you're a citizen to register. Show ID when you vote. It's common sense, right? But Senate Democrats are mounting an all-out war to kill this bill. And ask yourself, why would any American politician fight against making sure only Americans vote in American elections? What are they protecting? Because it's not democracy. It's not the Constitution. Ted Cruz says it's about one thing, power, and he's calling for something we haven't seen for in years, a real filibuster. Make them stand there, make them explain to the American people why illegals should vote. This is the fight for election integrity, and it's happening right now. And before we dive into these explosive clips, our partners at Atomic Minerals have a critical update that you need to hear. Yes, we've been tracking a developing story out of Washington, one that the legacy media doesn't want you to see. As Iran destabilizes the Middle East, the federal government just made a move that could reshape America's security posture. And here's the truth. Our nuclear subs, our warheads, our next-gen power grid, all of it depends on uranium. And we import almost every single pound of it. You see, this is not about energy independence. This is about survival, because a nation that can't power its own military does not remain a superpower for long. And that's why smart investors are watching Atomic Minerals, trading as ATMMF in the United States and ATOM in Canada. They are developing domestic uranium resources right here on American soil. While our enemies control our energy supply chain, we are vulnerable. Companies securing American uranium independence aren't just investments, they are patriots. Take a look at the briefing. It's been prepared for you in the link below. Now I'm going to show you what's happening on Capitol Hill. And you need to see this for yourself. Ted Cruz laid out his battle plan on national television, and he's not backing down. He wants Democrats standing on that Senate floor all night explaining why they oppose election integrity. And here's how he put it. He's calling for something we haven't seen in over a decade. A real talking filibuster, not the lazy finger raise Democrats have been using. He wants them all on their feet all night. Watch this.
Listen, I think we should do everything humanly possible to pass the Save America Act. I think we should use every procedural tool. I think we should force the Democrats to do a talking filibuster. Right now, when the Democrats filibuster a bill, they don't do what has been the way the Senate has operated for decades. You know, think Jimmy Stewart in Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, where he stood up there and he talked and he talked and he talked. And he was ready to fall over. That was a filibuster. Think back to 2013, where I spent 21 hours filibustering against Obamacare. That's a filibuster. Right now, we don't make the Democrats talk for even 10 minutes. They just raise a finger and say, I filibuster. And we treat that as okay. And what I have been arguing, and Mike Lee has been arguing, is let's use the Senate rules and force them to talk and make them talk all night and make them talk and talk and talk till they can't stand anymore. This bill is incredibly important. And this bill is basic common sense, Sean. What the Save America Act says is just two things. Number one, you should have to demonstrate you're an American citizen to register to vote. That ought to be simple. That ought to be basic. And number two, you should have to show a photo ID to actually vote. Again, that is common sense.
Now, did you hear that? Make them talk until they can't stand anymore. Cruz is invoking his legendary 21-hour Obamacare filibuster and saying, let's see if Democrats have the spine to defend blocking election integrity for hours on live television. And he's right. Showing ID to vote should be a 100-0 vote. But Cruz did not stop there. He even went further, calling out exactly what Democrats are really after. Yes, here we have Ted Cruz again on the Senate floor. He used something called Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is usually the right one. What he says Democrats really want? Oh, it's going to make your blood boil. Listen very carefully.
Occam's razor provides the simplest solution is usually the right one. The simplest solution is very clear. The Democrats in this body want illegals to vote for. They want power enough that they are more than happy to undermine democracy, to try to seize power. I get that from their personal self-interest. But it is not in the interest of the men and women they represent. It is not in the interest of the people of America. This bill is rightly called the Save America Act. And Mr. President, if we were voting on the merits of what was good for America, what was good for democracy, what was good for American citizens, the vote would be 100-0.
And there it is. He said the quiet part out loud. Democrats want illegals to vote for them. They want power enough to undermine democracy. That's a sitting United States senator accusing his colleagues of deliberately sabotaging American elections for political power. And if we were voting on what's good for America, he says it would be 100-0. Now, you might be thinking, surely Democrats have a reasonable explanation, right? Well, watch what they're actually saying. This is Senator Alex Padilla, Democrat from California. RNC Research captured him explaining exactly what Democrats plan to do to stop the Save America Act. His words, not mine. Watch.
I'm on guard because of the stakes of this bill for any parliamentary trickery or shenanigans that they could try to use to force this through. That's why we've been organizing the entire Democratic caucus to be on alert, and we'll be there all day, every day, all week, multiple weeks, whatever it takes to kill this bill.
All day, every day, all week, multiple weeks, whatever it takes to kill this bill. He called it paramilitary trickery to require citizenship verification. Folks, they're not even hiding it anymore. They will do anything to stop election integrity. The question is why? But here is what Democrats don't want you to see, what their own voters actually think about this. Lindell TV sent reporter Cara Castanova into the heart of deep blue Washington, D.C. to ask Democrat voters one simple question. Do you support voter ID? And what she found completely destroys the Democrat narrative, and it's absolutely incredible footage. Watch this.
After hearing that a large number of Democrats support voter ID and the Save America Act, I wanted to test that myself. So I went into the heart of deep blue Washington, D.C. to talk to people on the street. And the takeaway was unmistakable.
I'm a Democrat, proud Democrat.
Proud Democrat. Do you think that you should be required to show ID to vote?
Yes, I do.
And do you think that you should have to prove you're a United States citizen to register to vote?
Yes.
Do you think that people should have to come in and show ID to prove who they are when they vote?
If you're in the United States, yes. If you're in another country, they got their own rules and regulations, but the United States has a constitution.
Do you think it would be difficult for some people to prove they're a citizen?
Yeah, if you snuck here illegally. If you were born here, you shouldn't have an issue.
I'm born and raised here. You got to show some kind of ID, because if you don't, you're an alias, right?
Everyone's supposed to have an ID. Yep, that's the law. That's the law. I have one right here.
So you have your ID with you?
Yeah, I'm a citizen. See the photo? That's important.
Democrat or a Republican?
Democrat.
It is good that you have to present identification and proof of citizenship in order to vote. It makes sense to me.
While most people we spoke to supported voter ID, we did find somebody that disagreed. Do you think that you need to show an ID in order to vote?
No.
Are you a citizen yet?
I tried doing this year.
The Save America Act requires proof of U.S. citizenship to vote in federal elections, restricts certain mail-in and non-citizen voting practices, and strengthens voter ID and election integrity standards nationwide.
Things like mail-in voting, there's a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse because I see the mailers. Sometimes I will get 2 or 3 of them. It's only one of me. Right. And with that, I could cast 3 votes.
It is an extra step once you get married to take that proof of name change, which I had to do to get a real ID. So I've already done it once. So it doesn't really bother me to have to do that again if I were to register to vote.
Would you be surprised to know that it's Democrats that are the ones that don't want to pass the Save America Act, meaning they're the ones that want to allow people to vote without proving they're citizens?
I don't know if I want to believe that.
Senate Democrats will never allow the SAVE Act to pass this chamber.
A lot of people speculate that they want people to vote that are not citizens so that they could win elections. Do you think that there could be truth to that?
Yes, absolutely.
I think they are gaming it to get more illegals to vote if possible. I think that's the agenda. It's been pretty obvious.
What is your message right now to lawmakers in general when it comes to passing legislation to require voters to show that they're a citizen and prove who they are?
I mean, you just got to think about the people and not about yourself. It's called We the People.
I would say pass the bill. It's a layup, really, for both the Democrats and the Republicans to do something that's morally right. 80% of Democrats, registered voter Democrats, believe that they want this as well.
What are they trying to hide? Who's to say that someone is not going to have people from elsewhere vote falsely?
Do you have any messages to Chuck Schumer?
Rethink it.
Now, the question is, will Senate Democrats listen to their own base and vote yes on the Save America Act? Reporting for Lindell TV in Washington, D.C., I'm Cara Castanova.
Did you see that? Democrat after Democrat after Democrat saying yes to voter ID. You've got to show ID. That's the law. It makes sense to me, one man even said. He gets 3 mail-in ballots and could cast 3 votes. The only person who opposed voter ID is someone who admitted they're not even a citizen yet. The Democrat politicians, they don't represent Democrat voters on the issue. So let's put this all together because the picture is really just damning. Okay, here's what we witnessed. Ted Cruz is demanding Democrats defend their position all night long on live television. He's accusing them of wanting illegal votes to seize power. Democrat Senator Padilla confirmed that they'll fight multiple weeks to kill election integrity, and Democrat voters in D.C. overwhelmingly support voter ID. The politicians are completely disconnected from the people they claim to represent. You see, this is not about protecting voting rights. It's about protecting a broken system that benefits the Democrat machine, and Ted Cruz just exposed the entire thing. Folks, listen, this is the battle for the soul of our republic, for our elections. If the SAVE Act passes, only citizens vote. If it fails, the chaos continues. Ted Cruz is fighting, President Trump is fighting, but they need you in this fight. So share this with every patriot you know. Drop a comment telling us, should Democrats be forced to do a talking filibuster? Subscribe, hit the bell so you never miss a report. I'm Gary Franchi reporting live from the White House briefing room. As always, stay informed, stay vigilant, and stay free. And let's save America together.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this. Share this now.